regard, defamation cases as maybe the most important or the most profound cases there are, because we only get one reputation, and you don't get a second chance once it's destroyed. To have your reputation destroyed is really to ruin everything about you. It ruins you, it ruins your family's view of you, it ruins your neighbor's view of you. You go to a party, you don't know who's looking at you sideways because they heard, you're a this or you're a that. It is an extraordinarily difficult thing to live with. And for that reason, when we represent defamation clients, it really is the most profound type case we could be handling.
Welcome to the JAKIB Media Halftime Show presented by Buchetto & Lentz. I'm Devan Kaney, coming to you live from Ocean Casino Resort, the Gallery Bar Booking Games, joined by Marc Farzetta in Philadelphia. Eagles and Texans all tied up at the half, something I didn't think I'd have to say. Marc Farzetta, how are we feeling over there?
I remember when everything was awesome in Philadelphia sports. Remember when that was a good time, right?
That was
this is
fun.
not. Yeah, this is not so much a good time right now. If I'm Nick Sirianni, if I'm the position coaches of this Eagles team, I'm going into the locker room and I'm saying to these guys, "Are you done? Are you done? Let's pick it up a little bit here." They started to give the ball to Miles Sanders a little bit there in that second quarter. Good things happen. Continue to feed the beast. I know you want to come out here trying to outthink each other. I know that's what we talked about on the pregame show. Seth Joyner made that point in terms of, if you know that teams are going to run on you, you better be prepared to stop the run. Well, the Eagles, I think, went too much in the other direction and tried throwing the football a little too much in that first half. Give the ball to Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, not just in the red zone, but let them do their thing. They did that in the second quarter. They started to move the football with great efficiency. Not to say Jalen Hurts hasn't been accurate. He's been accurate. But when it comes to protecting the football, no matter what, even if you don't see the blindside blitz there with former Eagle Steven Nelson coming into the backfield, you still got to protect the football. Don't give them any more opportunities to try to stay in this football game.
Yeah, some really good moments, some very frustrating moments in this first half so far. Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball after two beautiful throws to both A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Excuse me, I have many sports going on in my brain right now. I have too many sports tabs open. And they let the Texans score on the first drive. I believe it's the first time the Eagles defense has let the opposing team score on the first drive of a game so far this season. So, given the tied score, obviously not ideal situation. We know how the Eagles have played in the second half before. Hopefully they come out a bit stronger. But what's your evaluation of this defensive performance so far from the Eagles?
I mean, I know you can sit back and wait for a guy like Davis Mills to make mistakes, and that's fine. And I know that they're going to run the football well, the Houston Texans are. But you have to be ready for that as a defense. It's time, I think, in this second half to really just end any threat that is the Houston Texans being in this ball game right now. And the only way you're going to do that is by being aggressive. You got to make sure that you're smart with it. But if they start forcing turnovers from this team, they're going to end up dominating this, as a lot of people thought they would going into it.
All right, Marc Farzetta, thank you so much. Stand by, because we have John McMullen coming to us live from the Texans Stadium after this message from our partners, Salus University.
Continue your communication sciences and disorders education at Salus University within the Doctor of Audiology or Masters of Science in Speech-Language Pathology programs. With state-of-the-art labs, on-campus clinics, and extensive externship opportunities, students position themselves to be at the top of the job market. Stand out in the audiology and speech-language pathology profession by visiting salus.edu.
We're watching the JAKIB Halftime Show. Astros lead the Phillies 2-1, and Eagles, Texans all tied up 14-14 at the half. We are bringing in John McMullen, who is live from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. John, not a score I thought I'd have to say at halftime. 14-14, all tied up. Some good moments, but some also very frustrating moments from the Philadelphia Eagles. What's your take on this first half so far?
Yeah, a little concerned with the game plan coming in, Devin. I thought the Eagles would sort of lean on the running game. They got to it on that second scoring drive. 8 of the 10 plays were running plays, so you can see. I mean, Houston came in number 32 in the NFL defending the run, so it was a little strange to me that the Eagles went up-tempo, heavy pass attack early. Now they scored. They've been effective throwing the football, but you've also seen some mistakes, whether it was a couple poor passes by Jalen Hurts. Then you're forced into converting these third downs, which they were able to do. And then you had the big Steve Nelson blitz that ended up for the first Eagles lost fumble of the year, which is pretty amazing in game number 8. But they're in a football game, and that's surprising. Now they get the football in the second half. I expect them to probably go down and score. If they can get this to a two-score lead, they'll probably be in a very comfortable spot. The other part is, Devin, the Eagles really missed Jordan Davis on those first down plays and those five-man fronts. Dameon Pierce is gashing the Eagles up the middle, and he's keeping Houston on schedule. If Houston gets into second and third longs, they're not going to be able to do much. But right now, they've been on schedule for pretty much the entire first half.
All right, well, hopefully they can score some more points and keep Houston at bay in the second half. John McMullen joining us from Houston, Texas. We'll see you on the Pond Hockey postgame show starting right after the fourth quarter wraps. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Devin.
I'm Devan Kaney coming to you live from Ocean Casino Resort. As always, stay tuned right after the game for our Pond Hockey postgame show for coverage of Texans Eagles.
Regard, defamation cases as maybe the most important or the most profound cases there are, because we only get one reputation, and you don't get a second chance once it's destroyed. To have your reputation destroyed is really to ruin everything about you. It ruins you, it ruins your family's view of you, it ruins your neighbor's view of you. You go to a party, you don't know who's looking at you sideways because they heard, you're a this or you're a that. It is an extraordinarily difficult thing to live with. And for that reason, when we represent defamation clients, it really is the most profound type case we could be handling.